Jim Viola, President and CEO of HAI. Welcome to this month's edition of VFR, Viola's Flight Report, where we review what HAI has been doing for you. They say that your aviation license is a license to learn. The high standard of performance that is demanded of us means that we need to constantly sharpen our skills. We must challenge ourselves to keep up with new technology and emerging best practices. Later on in this month's video, Greg Brown, HAI's Director of Training and Educational Services, will be joined by Scott Boughton, the Vice Chair of HAI's Training Working Group. They'll discuss the importance of continuing education in our industry. In the meantime, I challenge you to look at the training goals set for yourself or your organization. Have you set some goals for this year? If so, are you only doing the minimum required for compliance? Or does your training address the areas where you face challenges? Have you developed a training plan to deal with the items that showed up on last month's hazard reports? Are you training for the job you have or the one you want? Are you training to grow, to expand, to succeed? No matter how you answered my questions, I have some suggestions about where you can find high-quality education targeted to your specific rotorcraft operation or area of responsibility. There are a slate of industry conferences coming up. Each provides you with opportunities to learn, whether that is taking a class, listening to a panel discussion, or talking over shared challenges with your fellow rotorheads. In early October, the VAST Global Conference will focus on improving safety throughout the international vertical aviation community. You can attend in person in Hurst, Texas. Virtual registrations are also available, so we can truly bring together the global VTOL community. There will be separate tracks for safety in maintenance, flight operations, and advanced air mobility. So there will be something for everyone in our industry. One of the themes of the conference is how we must collaborate across industry sectors and regional operations to create a thriving safety culture that will help shape our industry's future. In fact, the VAST Global Conference itself is an example of that collaboration. It is a joint production of the Vertical Aviation Safety Team, the U.S. Helicopter Safety Team, the FAA, and HAI, and I hope you will join me there. Next is the European Rotor Show in early November, which is held in Cologne, Germany. European Rotors is the largest European VTOL event. Again, there will be a prominent training component to this show, in addition to the exhibit floor and industry meetings where a lot of learning also takes place. HAI is working closely with the European Helicopter Association to produce this year's show, which will bring together VTOL operators, manufacturers, and suppliers, and the EASA, the European regulator. Later in November is the HAI Aerial Work Safety Conference in Boise, Idaho. This event was formerly focused on aerial firefighting, but this year we decided to expand it. In addition to firefighting, we will also have content for the utility and construction sectors, as well as those who operate at restricted category aircraft. And in March of next year at HAI Heli Expo 2023 in Atlanta, we will offer a full slate of classes, safety education sessions, manufacturer technical briefings, and inspector authorization renewal opportunities. You can find more about all of these shows by visiting the events tab at rotor.org. HAI not only provides educational opportunities for rotorcraft professionals, we also help those who aspire to those jobs to achieve their dreams. Our annual scholarship program is now open to members. HAI offers scholarships for those studying to become a licensed aviation mechanic or engineer, private pilots who are pursuing their commercial helicopter rating, and pilots with commercial ratings who want to learn more about safety. In addition to those scholarships, winners also receive admission and housing to the HAI Heli Expo. I know from personal experience that attending Heli Expo is highly recommended for the young professional just learning about our industry. It is the best place to see all that our industry offers, meet your peers, and network with future employers. If you or someone you know is looking for financial help with their education, you'll find more information about the HAI Scholarship Program on the Education section of the HAI website. All scholarship applications are due by October 14th. And while on the site, check out the education resources we offer year-round through the HAI Online Academy. The topics range from technical information on a particular aircraft or engine to best practices for refueling to aviation leadership. We are continually adding new material, much of it free for our members. And remember, employees of HAI member companies are HAI members also. So if your company belongs to HAI, start taking advantage of your membership benefits. Part of HAI's mission is to address the problems and issues that affect our members. Much of this effort is conducted through our working groups, where HAI members volunteer their time and contribute their expertise to improve our industry. Some address issues in specific industry sectors, such as air medicine. Others focus on topics important to everyone, such as safety. In recent years, I have heard from you about two issues: workforce development and the need to create a sustainable pipeline of the next generation of pilots and aviation mechanics and engineers, and the high cost of aviation insurance. In both cases, these are complex issues that threaten the stability of our industry. And in both cases, the HAI Board of Directors has approved the creation of a working group to address the problem. If you are a HAI member who wants to take a leadership role in your industry, then visit rotor.org/WG and apply to join a HAI working group. And now, let me throw it over to Greg Brown and Scott Boughton, who will give us their thoughts on how you can take advantage of the wide array of resources available to train, grow, and excel.
Thanks, Jim. I'm Greg Brown, Director of Education and Training here at HAI. I'm here with Scott Boughton. Scott is the Vice Chair of the HAI Training Working Group and owner of Palisades Aviation. So, Scott, tell me a little bit more about yourself and what you do for HAI Training Working Group.
Hi, great to see you again, Greg. Again, my name is Scott Boughton with Palisades Aviation. I guess I'm becoming one of the longtime members of the helicopter industry. I got my Army training almost 23 years ago. I've worked in a variety of segments of the industry, and over the last probably 5 or 6 years, I've become involved with the HAI Training Working Group, which has been a great opportunity to collaborate with other folks who are interested in making training better for the whole industry from all over the world. So that's been a great opportunity, and looking forward to chatting today a little more about it.
Thanks. So, Scott, you've been involved with the development of the 56 Seconds to Live video that's been very popular with a lot of folks out there. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Right. So folks may remember I guess it's old now, the FAA training video from a few years ago that talked about, I think it was 170 something seconds to live, where they basically broke down the last couple minutes of a pilot's life after they went inadvertently or unintendedly into the clouds. A couple years ago, I guess it's probably been about a year and a half ago, the U.S. Helicopter Safety Team collaborated with HAI to produce a couple of really hard-hitting videos, really nicely produced videos that talk about kind of the helicopter spin on that. In particular, it's really only like 56 seconds to live if you're involved in that same situation as a helicopter pilot. So the HAI Training Working Group got involved with that project as kind of a cross-industry collaboration between the HAI Training Working Group and the U.S. Helicopter Safety Team to develop. The videos were already made. We didn't really have a whole lot to do with building those, but we did go through, take the content from all the videos and build the content for a learning management system training course that kind of covers a lot of the details. We oftentimes will tell people, oh, just don't do that. But the problem is we don't tell them how or why not. So this course goes into not to granular detail, but it actually gives a pretty good overview of how to avoid IMC, how to recognize when you're going a little bit too deeper into that scenario in your own flight, and then how to either stop the scenario altogether by landing and living, or if in the worst case scenario, how to recover from the event. So we had at the same time, the HAI Training Working Group put together some really incredible documents one of the members of the group, Mike Becker from Becker Helicopters in Australia, did the lion's share of compiling these three documents, the HAI decision-making and IFR document, incredible resource, over 100 pages, kind of a mini textbook, if you will. So you take the online 56 seconds training course and you want to know a little bit more about it, check out the documents on the HAI website. rotor.org/education is the link to get there, and that'll take you into some more detail on some of the behind the scenes content that ended up in 56 Seconds to Live.
So Scott, with your vast experience in the aviation industry training area, what can you tell us a bit more about the importance of continuing education?
That's a great question, Greg, and I think you cannot understate the importance of continuing to learn throughout your career. That's just fundamental to maintaining a successful career. If you think about other professional fields, the medical field, doctors, nurses, they're all required to maintain a specific number of continuing education credits. You look at the professional air carriers, airlines, and professional helicopter air carriers, they're required to have 6-month or annual recurrent training, ground school, flight training, and check rides. We don't often get the opportunity to do that in the other parts of the general aviation part of the community, but I think it's important for anybody in any career field, and especially aviation, to continue to learn, continue to keep an open mind, and be looking for opportunities to kind of expand what you know and what you know how to do.
So as we move forward and we start going out with Heli Expos coming up, and with all the vast educational content that will be available to our members out there, what advice would you give them about taking a look and seeing what's available, both with the professional education and also the Rotor Safety Challenge?
Oh, sure. It's kind of hard to know where to start, isn't it? If you have not been to a Heli Expo before, the Rotor Safety Challenge courses are amazing. I mean, you get to basically, they're free. You walk in the door and walk into a classroom full of like-minded people who want to sit down and learn about that specific topic. And I forget how many of them there are offered each year. I know a couple of years ago I actually did the challenge where I tried to get enough little coins to get the certificate at the end, and that was a really valuable time that I spent. And at that point I'd been in the industry almost 20 years, and there's, I guess, going back to the comment where they're always learning, you've got to be kind of continuously seeking that information out. I know the HII Online Academy has really come a long way in the last couple of years, mostly thanks to Greg, from what I understand. And there are a lot of really valuable courses there as well. I mean, everything from basic pilot kind of stuff to kind of courses an operator might need, or someone who wants to move up into management in helicopter operations. So there's a little bit of something for everybody in there. I know the HAI Training Working Group, we've been trying to be more helpful in recent years with kind of vetting some of that content and making sure we kind of put some of our industry expertise into the mix to kind of help determine what people really want to see in the industry and what courses are helpful for folks. I think there's a lot of great value there, both in the Rotor Safety Challenge and the HAI Online Academy.
Thanks, Scott, for joining us today. Really appreciate your insights on this topic. And for anyone out there watching who wants to get involved with the training working group, please go to rotor.org/WG, or you can email me. My email is on the screen. Again, Scott, thank you for your insights. I really appreciate you being here today.
You're very welcome, Greg. It was a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to doing it again.
And back to you, Jim.
Thanks for that great information. So that wraps up this month's edition of VFR. Please email me with your comments or suggestions on how HAI can provide you with better service. Until next time, fly safe, stay safe, and keep those rotors turning.